Make sure you check these sponsors out listed above. They are for the sportsmen, for the people, and they will go out of their way to help you out. Hey everybody, welcome back to Spars Outdoors, and this is your fishing report for the week. I know I'm a week behind, but there's been a lot of things going on. Hunting season's here, you know. We'll get into that a little bit because we're going to do fishing report and deer report, stuff like that. It's that time of year, so a lot of people are wondering about this fall walleye run and when it's going to start. It already started. It started a week ago. I've got buddies from St. Clair, Marine City, Algonac, all the way down north of the Blue Water Bridge, catching walleyes. Okay, it's different techniques. Different techniques are all working. You just got to be in the right place at the right time. You'll have your hit or miss nights. A lot of guys are putting in a lot of work and wondering why they're not catching a walleyes. Change up. If you're just sitting down on the boardwalk with still rods, waiting for them to hit, you know, because you're wanting to catch an occasional salmon, I understand. I've been there. I've been that guy many times. You'll catch a few walleyes, but you're not going to hammer on them yet. You could, though. There's guys that are. The best places to catch walleyes right now, off the boardwalk with the still rods, is Pine Grove Park. Deeper water, faster current, cooler water temperatures. That's the place to be right now. Pine Grove Park for walleyes. And there's a lot of silverfish that are caught every year, all year long, in Pine Grove Park. I know a lot of you guys are trying to target the salmon that are around right now, okay? And everybody thinks you need to go to the county building to do so, the municipal building there in Port Huron. You don't have to. You don't have to go to the North Light. You don't have to go to the South Light. Anywhere through there is all good fishing. The whole boardwalk, anywhere you can get rod holders on the boardwalk is all good fishing. But the most walleyes are being caught in Pine Grove Park. They're being caught on John Latham Custom Rapalas. Matter of fact, John Latham had a phenomenal night whipping 2 nights. And so did my buddy Joe. And offshore, I got a buddy that whips a lot down there. He did really good for the last week. He's been getting his limit catches every night whipping. So the walleyes are here. I got a buddy whipping right by Marysville there, doing really well. A guy whipping from shore at the Junction Buoy doing really well. There's guys catching walleyes all over the place. Change up your techniques. There's guys jigging walleyes from the boardwalk, which I'm going to go down and do here pretty soon. There's many different ways to catch these walleyes. Canadian side has walleyes. People are jigging the Canadian side of getting walleyes. A lot of walleyes congregated between Marine City and Port Huron. I'll put it to you that way. If you know your spots, go to your spots because the walleyes are there. Weeds are dying off. You're allowed to get back into those shallower at night. You know, you can move in a little closer instead of fishing at 21, 22 foot of water. You can get right up into that 13, 14, 17, 16, whatever you want to do. You guys know your holes. Fish them. Whipping's a great way to catch walleyes right now. Absolutely. Great way to catch walleyes, whipping. From shore and from boat. Casting, that's been the I've not heard much about casting. I've heard a few being caught, not many. I know there was some caught at Lincoln Park the other night. There were some nice fish that was caught there. There wasn't a lot of fish caught, but there was some fish caught. Same thing with Mermaid Park. There was some fish caught there. But as for the boardwalk area, using the still rods is a good way. You can catch your salmon and you can catch your walleye, but you're going to have your hit or miss days. If I was to go down with my still rods, I'd go to Pine Grove Park. I'd try to fish the middle of the lot and like right in front of the circle there. I'd try to fish there, north a little bit maybe, 2 trash cans up from the circle in the middle of Pine Grove Park at the boardwalk there. And I'd be running a spoon on top and a spoon on bottom because walleyes hit them and so do the silverfish. Then on my other rod, I'd piggyback, you know, John Latham Custom Rapalas, a F11 in the front and F9 in the back. I'd run oranges. Orange has been a hot color, very hot color, oranges. Latham, anything Latham that has orange in it has been very hot. I can tell you that right now. If it's got orange in it, they're hitting it. As well as the pinks. Pinks have been doing good as well. So that's about all I can tell you for the walleye. I mean, they're all the way out into the lake. People are getting, you know, they're still coming. They're still coming from the lake. So we're gonna work our way up north here in a few minutes up to the harbor areas and talk about that. But as for Lake St. Clair, I can tell you right now, perch fishing took off like you wouldn't believe. There's perch being caught. Dumping grounds have been very hot. Straight out of Metro's been doing good. I've even heard people catching them in the cuts. So that's a good sign. Lake St. Clair's starting to really fire up with big perch. I'm sure you guys have seen the pictures. And they're even in good numbers. So make sure you guys, if you want to chase some perch, right now is the time to go do it. As for the sturgeon fishing, it slowed down last week. Right there in the North Channel, but it's starting to pick back up. So sturgeon are still around. It's going to get better. Sturgeon fishing is going to get better. You'll get a lot more fish here real quick. I promise you that. But anyways, that's all I'm going to talk about with the sturgeon and the perch right now. And there's not much I can tell you about Lake St. Clair besides there's a lot of perch. In front of the old Geno's is good if you know your spots out there. Out pretty far, but there's also fishing close. Don't pass up fish. Read that fish graph. Find them weed beds. Find schools of bait fish. Just your normal perch spots. Fish them. There's a lot of perch being caught. You guys have seen all these pictures. I know you have on the forums. They're not lying. I can promise you they're catching perch. 9 Mile, right there in front of the Harley Ensign, they're getting perched. They're getting perched in Fairhaven. There was a guy I know that went out and he didn't get his limit, but this guy only keeps like jumbo perch. So, and the perch that are all being caught are all nice solid perch. Some hogs, some absolute hogs. But he had 19 perch and they were all just tanks. Big bellies, just fat perch. So nice yellow belly perch out there. So hit that up if you want to go try for some perch action. Lake St. Clair's loaded right now. Don't have much reports on the panfish. I know they're still on those canals. I know you can still target them, but this time of year people just wait till ice season to target those guys, you know. So people ain't targeting them, but they're in the canals. I got a buddy that lives right on a canal. This canal's full of crappies and big sunfish right now. Big sunfish. But anyways, let's get right out of the Lake St. Clair and the walleye now. Walleye's on. Get down there, get fishing, try different techniques. Get your boat out, get whipping. Hit your whipping holes, you'll catch walleyes. I promise you that. Now we'll head up in the Lake Huron. Trolling slowed right off because those fish have, you know, most of the Atlantics and stuff moved into the harbor. The cohos moved into the harbors. It's just how it is this time of year. You can still get fish trolling, don't get me wrong. But a lot of fish, just fishing tight. 30 to 50 foot of water if you're going to troll out there. But if you're shore fishing, the harbors are full of fish. Walleye fishing in the harbor. Everybody that's going up there right now is getting 1, 2. I knew one guy went up there, got 5. While they're casting their Arctic spinners, they're getting walleyes on them. A guy ended up changing up to a 3-inch stump 'em. Caught 2 really nice walleyes the other day. So that's in Lexington Harbor. So there's a lot of walleyes in the harbor. And I expect there to be walleyes outside that harbor too. I haven't been up trolling, so I can't give you that report. But the guys I know trolling for the salmon, they're getting them in shallow, you know, and that's because they're coming into those harbors. So it's a great time to get out fishing. Go to the harbors; they're full of fish. You'll see them swimming around. And you know, right now the best thing to use is Arctic spinners and spawn bags. Floating. Just float everything. You want to have float beads. You want to have your spawn sack just barely underneath the water. The smaller the spawn, the better. And they will crush it. People say they don't hit. They absolutely do hit. You got to cast in front of them and just keep casting for them, casting for them as they spin. They hit out of aggression right now. They're not in there to feed. They're in there to spawn. Remember that. So you got to really agitate those fish. Same thing with the Arctic spinners. Cast, and all of a sudden you will hook up. I promise you. The cohos, they're hitting a little bit more. And that's up in Port Sanilac is the better spot for the cohos. They are in Lexington, Harbor Beach, all that too, but Port Sanilac has the most cohos, I promise you that. Lexington has the most Atlantics, I promise you that. So that's just how it is. That's the way it goes. So you can catch both in both harbors, absolutely. I've did very well on Atlantics and Sanilac. I did very well on cohos in Lexington. But Sanilac is full of cohos, has some Atlantics too, but the cohos are biting. Arctic spinners and spawn sack, same thing. Like I said, float. Put float beads, foot up, run your tiny spawn sack, you know, a foot below that. So 8 inches to a foot. No weights, just run floats. Trust me. Agitate those fish. Get it in front of them. Keep getting it in front of them. If you get one to chase it, target that fish, kind of twitch your rod, jerk it a little bit, whichever way. Just agitate that fish and they will hit. So that's about all I have for you guys for the fishing report. Let's get right into the deer. We had a cold front blast through these last few days, and it really got the deer on their feet. A lot of deer being taken. I've been seeing bigger bucks. Some of the hitless bucks have showed up in the daytime. I haven't had no opportunity to shoot. I had a pretty close encounter the other night. Had a real nice buck. Almost to where I could shoot it, but I just wasn't comfortable with the shot. The day after that short I posted where I shot at that black coyote at 100 yards, just over 100 yards, Jason was filming. I almost hit it, but you know it was moving. It heard the bow go off and it heard the arrow coming. I guarantee it, and it just started running, but I barely missed it. But the day after, that's when I seen that really nice buck, and we've had him on camera all year, and it was just, I mean, it was almost. I could have took the shot, but I didn't. I opted out of taking that shot. There's a couple bigger deer around anyway. If he was inside of 30 yards, I would have took the shot for sure. But he was just outside of 60. I know I can make that shot. I do it on targets all day long. and the deer was broadside, head down, eating in the green field. So I know I could have took the shot, but I didn't. So, but my dad last night had a giant come into his spot. He couldn't get the shot. There's a lot of deer showing up now that we've had on cameras at night that are moving in the daytime. We just went out and checked trail cameras a half hour ago, and there was a buck standing on the trail midday here. So they're loving this cold front. You got to remember, we dropped 20 degrees in one day. It went from 82 degrees here where I'm at, 82 degrees to 52 degrees, and then it got into the 30s at night in one day. So that made these deer kind of go weird. Some are even starting to act ruttish, and it ain't pre-rut yet, but this weather snap really did it, and it's kicking these bucks into thinking weird. So hit the edges of the little fields, hunt the doe bedding areas just like you would deer in the rut, and you'll have success. You'll get your trail cams moved around from the food source into them doe bedding areas, and hunt over licking branches, hunt the thickets. That's all. That's about all I can tell you. Just hunt where you would deer in the rut, and hope for you catch a buck coming in there looking for does, because this weather snaps got their minds all messed up. So that's about all I have for you guys for the report for this week. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications when I post new videos. And keep on watching. I'll see you Thursday for the giveaway. It's a great giveaway. It's going to be, I'll tell you part of the giveaway. It's 16 bags of the Wonder Bread colors that Thumpum Plastics, Dan Gart, come out with. And there are some amazing new colors of Wonder Bread, some UVs, some glows, just blow your mind. 16 packages of those are going into the giveaway with some scales, fish attractant, and some other stuff. But I'll see you guys Thursday for the giveaway. But again, make sure you hit that bell for notifications when I go live and when I post new videos. And keep on liking, keep on watching, and keep on following Spars Outdoors.